Welcome to Useful Views podcast. My name is Abigail Axelrod, social entrepreneur, nonprofit innovator, and philanthropy coach. Each interview will connect people and their ideas to helping you, the donor, make your efforts more relevant, meaningful, and valued. Thanks for being here today, and now let's turn insights into impacts. Welcome to another podcast of Useful Views. Please think of these discussions as how-to guides for implementing social and environmental impact solutions into your life and business. To learn more, visit usefulviews.com. My interview today is with Stacy Roman. She is a 23-year-old influencer on Instagram and also a philanthropist. We take a little bit of a different turn talking to the youth about philanthropy, and Stacy offers some different insights about what brought her to be a philanthropist, how she views philanthropy, and how she is changing philanthropy for the younger generations. All right, Stacy, thank you so much for being here today. You are a 23-year-old influencer on Instagram, and I invited you on the show because I wanted you to share with our audiences, but especially millennials and Gen Zers, just how they can use social media to really influence their voice in social impact and in philanthropy. So before we dive into all of that, a burning question of mine is really, what made you want to become an influencer?
Thank you, Abby. I appreciate you having me. What made me want to become an influencer was the simple fact that I have the ability to help other people, especially when I started learning a lot about self-development and I started taking that extra step to learning how to improve myself. I wanted to share this knowledge with my followers.
So you started this platform, and then, now you have over 10,000 followers. So how long did that take you to grow?
I noticed a big jump on my following when I started just posting my everyday routine, which is waking up in the morning, making my cute little cup of coffee, and expressing my own way of self-love and just being authentic with everything that I go through, the ugly and the pretty. So I noticed this jump when I started actually expressing my true feelings on my post or on my story. And I really believe that people like genuine, authentic material.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that. So, I've read lots of material about sort of the two types of things that really do well on these types of social media channels. And one side is sharing information, and then the other side is basically sharing your authentic self, kind of. It's a little bit, they call it like me blogging, but it's really you're putting yourself out there in hopes that people will connect with you. Is that right?
Yes.
And so, this takes a lot, and I don't think people realize necessarily how much maybe courage it takes. And so I wanted you to share as well what you share on your platform that has basically turned into more of you giving back to the community and really becoming more philanthropic.
Well, once upon a time, I used to be an extreme perfectionist. I always wanted to be perfect, and I'll never release material or a video unless it was like completely edited. And then one day I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to release this video. I look crazy, but it's okay. And I noticed that a lot of my followers were connecting with the videos that were authentic and that were just simply me. Even the posts of me talking about anxiety or depression or guys, this is how I'm feeling. When I opened a door for other people to go ahead and share their point of views or relate. And this actually opened the door for me to be able to release I opened up a depression hotline for other people to go ahead and reach out anonymously, or some people actually say who they are, but and be able to talk about what's really going on
Hmm.
in our own thoughts internally. And this way people where this way people can actually get the help that they need.
Right. And and mental health, especially right now with COVID-19, is so important. I mean, not only for medical professionals, but also just for families that are home during this time of physical distancing. So, what have you been sharing on your feed to also tie in to the COVID relief and sharing that connection with mental health?
I On my feed, I've simply been sharing. I've been leading by example here.
Hmm.
Um, so during this time, the best thing to do is do what you can with what you have. So I've been continuing my mornings, um, setting the day, setting the tone for the day. Um, still just expressing self love and making my little cup of coffee in the morning and reading. And I've been sharing that I've been doing my classes, working from home, showing people that it's not that bad, um, especially if you're the one at home safe.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah, so just simply, and I also promote exercise. I encourage exercise because I feel like staying at home is not, it can drive you a little crazy. So it's good to go
Or a
out and
lot.
get some sun. Yeah. Yes, but I actually, I love the fact that people are now looking within during this time because
Hmm.
they have a lot of time on their hands, um, and they're able to just channel those inner feelings.
Right.
And I've been seeing a lot of people become true to themselves now
Hmm.
due to the fact that they have that time to sit there and think and be mindful
Right.
about what's really going on inside of them. So,
I agree. I've even had time to slow down, I guess, and reflect on so many more things, and I've heard a lot of my colleagues and friends and family say the same thing, that this time has really solidified for people what they care about most, and how they're going to change their sort of business as usual going forward now. And so I see your work on Instagram as an influencer as being charitable, not just because of what you're doing with your health line and talking about mental health, but you also act as this guide for people where you kind of stand up on this platform and you offer people a chance to share their stories with you, as well as you listening to them and sort of having this dialogue, right?
yes, and I appreciate you for acknowledging that because, yes, I really try my best um, to show people that it's okay to go through these emotions and to you're not crazy. A lot of people perceive mental health as crazy, and you're really not crazy if you experience these things.
Mm-hmm.
So I love pinpointing that and making it seem very normal because it really is. We're
Right.
human and we just go through 101 emotions a day, and it's okay.
And so often in in my field of philanthropy, people hear the word philanthropy and they automatically think you have to give away money in order to be philanthropic. But what you're doing is you're giving away your time and your influence on this topic in order to bring more awareness to it. And that is so philanthropic. And it's something I hope that the millennial generation and your generation, the Gen Zers, will really continue to pull up and push forward that idea that you don't have to just give money in order to be a philanthropist.
Most definitely. I do encourage other people if they know something that maybe we don't know to hopefully drop the knowledge.
Right.
And especially if it can help out other people.
Mm-hmm. And
So
so, just to finish off, what is your advice to people who, are maybe in a teenager or in their 20s who want to become uh, influencers, or more so want to become philanthropic and make a social impact difference?
I would say my advice is for those people who want to be philanthropists, they should they should go with what they're most passionate about, and they'll know this by actually tuning in, and their heart will actually tell them what it is that their purpose in life is. Because of course we go for with what we're most passionate about, and that's what we're so good at, because there's just a lot of emotion, and you're willing to go the extra mile for for anything that you're passionate about. So I would say that. And um, there's one more thing. Oh, be there for yourself no matter what. Hold your hand, walk yourself through it. A lot of times you're going to come, no matter what it is that you're working on, you're going to come into a lot of self-doubt, and, oh, I'm not good enough, or I can't do this because the odds are going to be against me. I strongly recommend for you to start practicing being your own best friend, and just simply just loving yourself, and telling yourself that yes, you can do it, and focusing on your accomplishments versus what you haven't done yet, and just basically focusing on what you can do, especially during this time.
Great, true. And so, not being afraid to basically step out there and be unique, be yourself, start something new. I love it. It's great advice,
Yes.
especially during these challenging and unexperienced these times that we've never experienced before. So, this is great, great feedback, and thank you so much again, Stacy. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for listening, and as always, to learn more, visit usefulviews.com.